Okay, so Astro Bot won Game of the Year. I'm pretty happy with that. I had a feeling it would, but I also wasn't sure because the Game of the Year crowd really seemed to love Elden Ring. So I had an almost bad feeling that the DLC would win, which I don't really agree with. I don't think DLC should be nominated, but I also thought Metaphor was a very well-loved game and well-regarded. I thought that might slip in as the winner, and I thought even Black Myth Wukong had an outside chance. But yeah, Astrobot winning is pretty cool and definitely a good win for PlayStation. I was lucky enough to play and platinum it about 2 weeks ago, and it definitely lives up to expectations. I think the best thing I could say about Astro Bot, the game, was it kind of made me feel like I was playing my Nintendo 64 back in the 90s. It kind of gave me that Super Mario vibe. And whilst it is obviously repetitive and you do similar things, every level is really fun. And the PlayStation exclusive levels are really good, where you get to play as famous PlayStation characters. In particular, the God of War level is hilarious. I absolutely loved it. They totally nailed it. So yeah, I think that was a good win. So really though, mainly what I want to talk about is the reveals. So quite a few things were revealed and not revealed at the Game of the Year Awards. So there's a few that stood out to me. I thought the trailer for Mafia: The Old Country looked pretty awesome. The graphics look great, the setting, the mood, the tone, the story. I think that is going to be a great game out next summer. So I've not played any of the Mafia games, but I'll start with that one probably. It looks like it's kind of standalone. You can play it without playing the trilogy. So that's definitely one I'm hyped for. And then we got Split Fiction, which is from the studio that made It Takes Two, which I really loved. I platinumed it twice. I think I made a platinum guide video on it as well. I really like the trailer of that. I like those games. So games like, they also made A Way Out and they made It Takes Two, and both those games have great narratives and very fun gameplay that you can do couch co-op or online. So Split Fiction is definitely going to be a day one purchase for me. I'm definitely going to play that with my wife. Then we had Elden Ring Night Rain, which is going to be a co-op Elden Ring game. I didn't expect this, and I always presumed that they were possibly working towards Elden Ring 2, but the more I think about it, it makes a lot of sense. Like, Elden Ring's hugely popular, and it makes a lot of sense to make a co-op game. I think up to 3 players can play it, or it might just be 2, I'm not sure. I read 3. That makes a lot of sense. So a lot of people who love Elden Ring can kind of team up and tackle this new game together. Watching that trailer definitely made me realize I really need to jump on it and play Elden Ring, just so I can possibly play this new one next year when it comes out. And then we had, from the creators of Sifu, they've made a football game called Rematch, which I'm very happy about, because ever since Pro Evolution Soccer self-destructed about 3 years ago, kind of the football video game genre has been dominated by EA Sports, what was formerly known as FIFA, and I don't always think that's healthy. So they've made this game called Rematch, which is an online multiplayer game, and from what I could see, it's mainly five-a-side, which is very smart because it fills a gap in the market. Because about 20 years ago, some of you remember, FIFA made a FIFA Street game, which was basically 3 versus 3 with like legends of the game, and it was super fun. It was such a good game. And then eventually they stopped making that. So this looks like it could fill that kind of gap. Yeah, it looked good. I'm not sure about the camera angles where it's on individual players, but let's see, maybe it works. When I play a football game, I prefer a wide shot of the whole pitch. Then we had a surprise, which was Onimusha from Capcom. I've got a friend who's really excited because he's always told me how good the Onimusha games were back in the day. I've never played them, but that looked pretty good, and it comes from Capcom, who make excellent games. So I'll be keeping an eye on that one for sure. Then we had the Witcher 4 trailer, which looked good. I've still yet to play Witcher 3, which I will get around to for sure. But it looked good. Graphics looked amazing. I don't really know what to say about the story because I don't know where Witcher 3 left it and what Witcher 4 is meant to achieve or pick up. So let's see. But it's definitely one that I'm intrigued about. Then there was a Turok Origins game, which is going to be a 2 or 3 player co-op third-person shooter. I'm pretty happy for that. It looked pretty good, and if it's a fair price and it promises enough hours of gameplay, I think that could be one I pick up and find a co-op partner and kind of go through it. But I like Turok a lot on my N64, so yeah, I'm quite intrigued as to what direction they take this this new game in. And then I was disappointed not to see any Resident Evil news. I didn't go in with expectations, but I had hopes that we'd get something, even like a 30-second teaser or just something. But yeah, I don't know. It's a bit weird because they only just announced the director of Resident Evil 9, I think 2-3 months ago at some Capcom event, if I remember correctly. And it's the guy who directed RE7, Biohazard, and the 2 Revelations games. And it just gave me the feeling of a kind of, yeah, we just started to plan it now. And so therefore it means it's years away. So I don't know, it's a bit annoying because we had this run where like 2019 was Resident Evil 2, 2020 was Resident Evil 3, 2021 I think was Village, and then there was a year gap, and 2023 was Resident Evil 4. So we've almost got used to like yearly Resident Evil games or remakes. So I hope there's something next year. Hopefully at least even just a remake or something, or maybe, I don't know, more DLC for Resident Evil 4. That'd be cool. I think that's everything. I'm not missing anything. Oh wait, I am missing one thing. Finally, Naughty Dog have finally stepped up and told us what they've been doing this whole entire time. So Intergalactic, the trailer, finally, a new game from Naughty Dog, a new IP. I'm all in. I'm so excited. I thought it looked really good. And you know, the thing about Naughty Dog that I love is they're very cinematic and they make really good stories and good characters. And that was quite clear from the get-go in this trailer. I quite like the aesthetic as well. It seems like they're obviously in outer space and they must have left Earth in like the early 90s. Because you've got the Adidas high tops, you've got CDs. The technology on the spaceship also looked quite antiquated. So yeah, I just thought it looked very cool. Combat-wise, I'm intrigued. I'd hope it's not all melee. I saw she had a gun when she was getting ready to leave, so hopefully it's a mixture of gun and melee combat, because as you all know, I'm not great with melee. But that is really good news, and hopefully it comes out next year. I think it's good they went with a new IP, because I think as much as we want Toulouse 3 and Uncharted 5, or a spin-off of Uncharted, I think they needed to make something new, just to have a break from that previous era of Uncharted 4, Lost Legacy, Last of Us 2. So I think it's good, and now they can release this, then I think Toulouse 3 will probably be a PS6 game now. Which makes sense, because if you think about it, a lot of the Toulouse games always come out like in the last year of a console, or just as a new one's about to drop, which is always a bit odd. I don't know if it's deliberate, but so I feel like Toulouse 3 will probably be PS6. But yeah, I'm really hyped for Intergalactic, and I think next year is shaping up to have some very, very good games. There's already a few that weren't shown at the Game Awards that are already on my list. So yeah, better get saving and better get through this backlog that I've been building up over the year and try and get these games out the way for more games next year. But yeah, so let me know, guys, what you think in the comments about Astro Bot winning Game of the Year. You happy with that? What are you most excited about in terms of reveals? Anything you're disappointed with? And just a reminder, go onto the community tab of my channel to cast your own vote for our own Game of the Year awards, which I will hopefully be counting up and doing probably next week onwards. I want to give it a bit more time and just get a few more votes in there. So yeah, thanks for watching. Let me know what you liked from last night's Game of the Year awards and what you're excited for, and see you on the next one.